There are many unit types within Unicorn Overlord, all with different strengths and weaknesses. Those strengths can be amplified and their weaknesses mitigated through good use of formations and tactics. However, certain units are just so good, especially early on, that regardless of whatever formation they're in, they're gonna do work. First up, we have to talk about Joseph. In games like this, usually the stronger, more leveled up units given to you near the beginning of the game are experience traps designed to suck out resources from your weaker units. The big drawback is that the stronger unit tends to generally be much weaker than a normal unit at the same level. They can be really powerful at first, but fall behind very fast the further you go into the game. Because of this, using these types of units are generally ill-advised. However, thanks to the formation system in Unicorn Overlord, this is no longer a problem. Joseph does not steal XP from the other units in the formation. In early parts of the game, Joseph is an amazing frontline tank due to his heals, shields, and his inflated stats compared to all the enemies around him. He is also blessed as a cavalry unit, providing greater mobility for your formation if he is slotted as the leader. If you want to level up some units, you want to stick him on Joseph's team because he's just going to solo every fight for the beginning of the game, and you might as well not waste the XP that he's not going to get anyways. And once his stats start to lag behind, he can switch to a full support role because he is able to provide heals and shields to his allies thanks to his kit. This is an elegant fix for the Jagan character that has taken me some time to get used to mentally, so props to Vanillaware for making a Jagan unit really good and worthwhile to use. Now, the strongest thing about Joseph is that he is a unit with 2 AP and 2 PP as a promoted class well before any other units gets access to the same amount of action economy. Joseph is also a really good pairing for the next powerful unit on this list. Sellswords like Berenice have insane value in the early stages of the game. They may be a little frail and slow, but they hit like a truck and their low initiative actually works in their favor. Sellswords have a passive skill that triggers whenever an ally gets hit by an enemy called Following Slash. Following Slash does a counter strike to the enemy that hits the ally, and if the Following Slash connects, a PP is generated. In fights involving multiple units with multiple rows, Sellswords are going to be swinging multiple times, a rarity in low level fights. This inability to counter ranged attacks while a frontline unit exists is due to the fact that Following Slash is considered a melee attack. This limitation can hurt the Sellsword's effectiveness, but you probably won't encounter anything like this until you step out of Cornia. I want to emphasize again, this potential for high action economy is amazingly powerful in the early games, allowing you to deal like 150, 200, 300 damage in any single encounter by just having 2 Sellswords in the backline with a tank like Joseph or a hoplite sitting in the front line. I love using this combo to farm scouts and mages in the overworld map. And if you would like to know how to unlock Sellswords, go ahead and follow the direction I'm going in on the map. If you want to, you can skip everything along the way, but I would recommend doing the fights in order until you get there because you'll unlock other units that are also on this list. The next powerful unit type that we gotta talk about are soldiers. Chloe and hired soldiers look unsuspecting, but they go so hard. They're gonna be one of the first units you get that can deal damage to multiple enemies with one single attack, with their column strike that hits both front row and back row enemies that are standing directly next to each other. Alright, that's cool, but even if they don't kill any enemies, they just soften up 2 enemies for somebody like a knight or a warrior to clean up. They can also heal at the end of combat with their passive skill, all of this from level 1. While soldiers won't be carrying your team single-handedly, they fit well into just about any team comp and will be useful no matter where they go. They're incredibly efficient and versatile, but not as versatile as the next unit on this list. Before I continue, what is your favorite formation pairing so far? I really enjoyed the good old pairing of Thieves and Lords up until I discovered the degeneracy of the Witch and Shaman combo. Be sure to share your degenerate strategies and pairings in the comments below. And if you're having a good time, give this video a like and consider subscribing for more Unicorn Overlord content. Thanks. I've already hinted to this already, and if you've seen my previous videos, you probably know what this next unit is. This unit type is probably the most powerful, not overleveled unit that you'll be able to get your hands on very early on, and that is the Witch. Witches like Yana can be deceptively powerful. Up front, they're kinda slow and may not pack as much of a punch compared to a wizard. However, the utility and the disruption they provide is next level. They can deal magic damage and apply freeze, making enemies lose a turn. In a vacuum, thanks to their slow speed, the freeze won't really make a difference in combat. But pair them up with any unit that can speed up your allies or slow down your enemies like a shaman, then you got a menace that can outright cripple your enemies from taking any action. They can turn an ally's physical attack into magical damage, allowing them to help destroy physical tanks with ease. As a unit leader, they can rain down magic damage by providing magic assists for any allies going into battle. All of these traits are amazing, but we haven't even talked about the Witch's best trait yet. For some reason, they have 2 valor skills and both of them are insane. The first is Gravity, which puts down a zone and significantly slows enemy movement for a limited time. The second is a teleport that allows you to warp your whole formation to any owned landmark or allies. You want to clear a map fast, you want to skip choke points, you want to potentially break certain encounters, the Witch is how you do it. If you wanted to know how to unlock the Witch, go ahead and follow my direction on screen right now. Just like the sellsword, you can skip all the fights along the way, but I recommend you not to. The fights ahead of you won't take that long and will help you clear the Witch mission anyways. Last but not least, I've mentioned this in all my other videos related to Unicorn Overlord, but I got a PSA again because this unit type is so freaking good. Griffin Knights provide way too many advantages to just skip out on, and you can get them so early on in the game as long as you head south and liberate forts as you go along the way from where the game puts you at the start. They may not be busted like witches, but they are definitely very consistent. As an individual unit, they have the same strengths as a soldier. They can attack multiple enemies with one attack and have some amount of sustain with their innate passive healing skill. What sets Griffin Knights apart is their flyer attribute, allowing them to ignore front row units and directly attack back row units if you set that to be a priority in your tactics. As a formation leader, they get to skip past usually impassable terrain, allowing them to skip choke points, flank vulnerable positions, or be a warping point for your witch team, and that strategy is one that I certainly love to abuse. Anyways, any of these 5 units will make a huge difference in any team you put them on, so definitely put them to work. If you have any units of your own that you would like to recommend to others, please leave it in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and if you'd like to further support this channel or influence the future videos I make, consider becoming a member of my YouTube community and voting in my video topics poll. For more tips and tricks to get you ahead in Unicorn Overlord, check out this video on screen right now. My name is Varsona, and I'll see you in the next video.